I'm Charles, and I play drums in the band.
I'm Jeff, and I play guitar and do backup vocals.
Absolutely. This is our first time being overseas. This is my first time traveling overseas in general, actually. And so it's just been very mysterious so far. Fresh.
Mysterious. I think it's been great. We played our first show last night in London at Old Blue last, and it was really fun. And the energy is like different than the U.S., and I think that's really cool. So
Definitely a different vibe.
I knew something about being overused.
That record actually got written in two chunks. We went in initially, we were going to do an EP. And then we went to the studio and we recorded 4 songs, something like that.
yeah.
And then
Then we left on like a pretty long U.S. tour, and we were writing during that tour as well, and like demoing stuff like acoustically. And then we came back, and we were gonna just finish those EP songs, and some space like opened up at the studio, and we just like ended up doing it all right then.
Our good friends in a band called Troubled Coast are on Pure Noise as well. They were supposed to go into the studio in this chunk of time, and they had to back out last minute. And so we're just like, oh, we'll take the space and we'll finish the record, you know?
Yeah.
So it worked out really nicely.
I should've known, should've seen you running, paddle.
It's funny for me because Jake, around the owner of Pure Noise Records, and I lived together. And I met him right when he had started his label, Us, and the story so far were 2 of his very early signings. I think the story so far was the first full length he put out.
It's weird to hear you say like great bands, because they are great bands, but to like us, all the people on the label are just like friends. That
Right,
we
very
know.
good friends.
Just
So
like people that we hang out with.
We're toured
so-
with, at this point, most of them, and if we haven't toured with them, we've hung out. They stay at our house all the time. Everybody does.
Yeah.
And it's it's just a big family, really, is what it comes down to. I think it's very comfortable. I don't know anyone on the label that isn't happy to be on the label.
You were part of what it takes so long.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's just going to be Matt, but he has some solo material that he's putting out right before Warped Tour with Alex from Tower and the Fool.
It's gonna be like a split or
Yeah, split 12-inch. They each did a few songs recorded recently with Sam Pura, the guy who produced our record. And all the songs are great. I'm really excited for everybody to hear Matt's stuff.
Yeah, he'll be playing like some of that stuff, and then like some of our songs acoustically as well.
yeah. Definitely some stuff from Safe Now.
Not afraid of the ending of anything. I won't.
I mean, we listen to a lot of different kinds of music, but I think for me personally, growing up, we were in the all ages music scene for a long time, and then I also played jazz for a long time with Matt, and we grew up just playing all sorts of different kinds of music, really. But I think now, if I had to say, for my personal reference, there's lots of indie rock and post rock primarily.
R. Kelly only.
Freeway. One of these days I won't be so
Oh man,
God, there's so many.
right.
That's a hard question.
Can we put a bill together? I want to pick Third Eye Blind because I was listening to him on the way over here.
They're still active. Yeah, I mean they're not doing anything cool, but they're still active.
Okay. Bruce Springsteen, he's still active, but if I can play a show with him, I'd lose my mind.
Yeah, inactive bands. Well, technically, they're not inactive, but they were inactive for about 11 years. But Glassjaw, I'd play a show with Glassjaw like anytime, any day, even though they're playing like one show a year right now. But I'd consider them inactive still.
Pink Floyd for my dad.
The Who. Bring some people back from the dead for that one. Wink, wink.
somewhere near here. One of these days while you
Man.
I think we're doing it.
Yeah,
right
this
now.
is it. We're put out a full-length record, on a record label, and we're touring overseas. It's kind of just mind-blowing in general for me. It's you don't get used to that, it's all very fresh all the time.
Yeah.
between you and me is more than
Future plans. I mean, we're definitely gonna write another record. Whether or not that's gonna be this year or next year, I'm not sure. We don't know yet. But I'm sure we'll do some gigging in the fall. Nothing planned like in stone yet though.
Waste more than your company.
Yeah, thanks for everything so far. Like, we wouldn't be overseas, or we wouldn't be like anywhere really without the support that we've gotten so far for the record, and I think it's been received pretty well. And just thanks, really. It's kind of like mind-blowing because we just wrote that like we were kind of like skeptical as to the reception of it because it was very different from like our older stuff. So just want to say thanks for like receiving it well and allowing us to do the things that we do.
Yeah. People are watching this. They're probably the reason we're here. Or
Yeah.